Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. So a while back I had somebody ask me to do a longer run fuel consumption type deal. As you guys know, I always when I buy the trucks, I leave the second trip for the entire time that I've had it, so I'll be able to show you that. I'll be able to show you a little bit of long-term fuel and then my current fuel economy average and a couple things that are cool about that. Now, before we get started, if you'd please reach down there in the corner, help a small channel out, smash the subscribe button. At the end of the video, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know I'm posting new content. So today we're filling up Loki, and right now I always run 87 or better. A lot of times if I can run premium, I'll run that in there. But right now 85 is the same price as diesel, so 349. Mid-grade is 369, but with the the King Supers discount, that's what you get. So it's almost empty, so it's going to be a thirsty guy. Now, we'll tell you about this is so far the engine's definitely got to be through the break-in period, and fuel economy is staying right basically where it was. And most of my entire mileage on this truck is towing. Okay, 90% of it easily is towing, and then over the last, I think it's 2,000 miles what we have on the trip, that was almost all towing except for 2 empty trips back from where I parked my trailer. So that's about 400 miles worth out of that 2,000. So we'll break it down and show you guys. Again, when it comes to fuel economy, it is subjective to your driving habits, what you're towing, how heavy, and everything like that. One thing I did do this time is somebody said that they never drive their 7.3 in eco mode and only drive it in normal. So for the last about 500 miles, I just left it in normal when I wasn't in tow haul. And I've towed pretty much anything between 14 and 18 on my entire trip that you'll see here in just a second. And again, if I can run the E10, E15, I will, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I've already broke down in several other videos the comparison to diesel and stuff like that. And whether you're getting double the fuel economy, really that's the only way you can slowly make up that diesel cost. But we like doing gassers here. Nothing against diesels, but let's check out my fuel economy. So we're going to start this bad boy up here. All right, so with Fords, you can actually reset your average meter here at any point and not be resetting your trip 1 or trip 2. So over the last about 250 miles, I averaged 13.8 miles a gallon empty. That was interstate and highway, not necessarily too much in the city. If we scroll down here, here is the long-term one, or longer term. So 11.1 miles per gallon over 46 hours and 33 minutes, 2,043 miles. My average is 11.1. Now again, if you have a 355 or even a 373, fuel economy could be a little bit better. Keep in mind this is the Tremor, so I got the big meaty tires, I got the high air dam, so not a lot of aerodynamics. This is a big box and everything like that. Cool thing is though, when I go down here to trip 2, guys, so over 6,567 miles, 163 hours, almost 164 hours of hours, 11.4 miles per gallon. So really it's right in check with how it's been averaging out. I have hand calculated this. It is within between 0.2 and 0.5 typically. So if that is the case, it could be 11 flat or right around 12 miles per gallon. So that's actually enough data for you guys to check, because a lot of that has been mountain driving with a trailer. So a lot of people will say, well, they ran a 100-mile loop. That's good. That's at least some data. A 20-mile loop is not going to be enough and everything like that. Again and again and again, as long as you're easy on the throttle. But I mean, I've been stepping up a little bit, just driving it. And obviously, I work it pretty hard when I am towing. I don't let it take a break. So I think that fuel economy is pretty good considering gases of old. Say the V10s, I'd get about 7. My old V10 Rams about 7. 350 Chevys about 7. 454 about 3. So really not bad. I think this is pretty good for a truck with a 430, as heavy as it is with the equipment that it has. And again, there's been a lot of idle time over the last 2,000 miles, and that average will change with those numbers being the idle time, drive, and everything like that. It will bring that number down. And it has a ton of idle time. When we were down to the last couple of camp spots, a lot of idling, sitting around, short jaunts to the beach, trying to get the AC cooling down in here and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that those numbers are more than fair of a perspective as what you can expect out of this truck, if this truck is going to be a towing truck for you. We're just going to keep rolling on it. We'll keep updating it, but somebody asked just recently, so well, let's make a video on it, and hopefully that puts it in perspective. I still will say though, if your idea is for fuel economy, you just like the look of this truck, and this truck's just going to be your cruiser, not a ton of towing, especially anything under say 12,000, 373 all day, period. I think that's what you go with in the Ford. But if you're going to be peaking up in those 15K numbers, this thing is a monster when it comes to towing with the 430. So I would probably say you got to go with a 430 if you're 15 and over, even though I think you can do 16 or 17 with the 373. I think it behooves yourself to go with the 430, because this is night and day difference in the mountains over the 355, and the 373 is not going to be that much different than 355, but the 430 is. So as always, guys, I hope that helps. Hope that answers your question. I appreciate you guys always being here, and we will catch you on the next one.